Hi, I'm Susan Chiocchi, a professional energy healer and the founder of ReikiColorado, a school for learning energy healing. When I'm teaching, the questions that I'm most often asked are about the chakras. If you want to learn more about your chakras, watch this.
Every physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual aspect of our being arises out of energy. Energy is the template for all of our experience. Energy is highly changeable. So, by working at the energetic level, we can address our healing at its most malleable and changeable state. Every sensation, every feeling, every thought, everything that manifests in our body is energy. Energy consciousness is throughout our entire body, as well as extending past our bodies. We used to assume that consciousness was only in our brains, and now we know that is not the case. Energy consciousness is everywhere in the body. And if that sounds weird, look into accounts of heart transplant recipients who suddenly have memories and traits of the person who was the donor of the transplanted heart. Chakra is a Sanskrit word that means wheel. It is used to describe something that is circular and spins. In our bodies, a chakra is a spinning energy vortex that allows energy to move both into our body and to be sent out. There are 7 major chakras along the central axis of the body. These 7 chakras are connected to the central channel of energy. The central channel of energy is a pathway that runs vertically in the core of the body along the front line of the spine. The chakras and the central channel of energy are inextricably linked. They inform one another through constant exchange of information in the form of energy. These major chakras express in the front body as well as in the back body. There are 112 chakras throughout the body and 2 chakras that are outside of the body. A chakra is a spinning vortex that allows energy to come in and energy to be sent out. They communicate information in the form of energy. Chakras keep us in communication with the outside world. They send out information about you and they take in information that's around you. Your chakras are also in communication with one another. Now, this is really important, and I'll address it a bit more later. When a chakra is open and functioning well, it is constantly processing and metabolizing energy information. There is a lot of information available on the chakras, and some of it can seem a little compartmentalized, like there's lists of attributes and associations with each of the major chakras. Also, some of that information will be inconsistent or even a little contradictory. We'll take a look at that too. Let's look at the basic associations of the 7 major chakras, beginning with the foundation of our energy, the first chakra, sometimes called the root chakra. It is situated at the root or base of our body at the pelvic floor. It relates to our physical functioning, so the quality of physical energy and also the quantity. So it's about our vitality. Collectively, we might call that life force. It is associated with the energy of the sympathetic nervous system. So that's the fight flight response. Energy of the first chakra relates to our adrenal glands, bladder, genitals, legs, and spine, the sense of smell, and the earth element. The second chakra, called the sacral chakra, is located one of your hand widths below your navel. It's associated with your unique personality and with giving and receiving physical and sexual pleasure. The front body relates to your quality of connection in relationships, while the second chakra in the back body, which is at the sacrum, relates to the quantity of that energy. So, more like the power or the emphasis that you give to pleasure for yourself and for others. Energy of the second chakra relates to the urogenital system, including ovaries, testes, kidneys, and the pelvis, the sense of taste, and the water element. The third chakra is described as being either at the navel or the solar plexus. To be clear, there are chakras at both locations. The third chakra connects the emotions of the second chakra in the low belly to the energy of the heart chakra in the chest. It gives us a framework to create and build our beliefs, our reality. It relates to the energy of who we feel we are and how we fit into the world or not. At the solar plexus, this view is much more egocentric or I-oriented. The evolving dominance is at the navel chakra, and this is more about how we are all connected and about how we were actually connected. The back of this chakra is associated with our intentionality to our health and our own healing. There is an evolutionary shift as to which of these chakras is more dominant for us. So that's been going on in my practice for maybe a good decade. Classically, Americans have been more solar plexus focused, while many Europeans and Asian cultures are much more navel chakra dominant. The energy of the third chakra relates to the stomach, the gallbladder, the liver, the spleen, the pancreas, and the diaphragm, the sense of sight, and the fire element. The fourth chakra is at the heart. It's located at the center of the chest, not where the organ is. Right between the breasts in the front and between the shoulder blades in the back of the body. The fourth chakra bridges the energy between the three lower or physical chakras and the three upper, throat, third eye, and crown, or spiritual chakras. It relates to the energy of compassion and universal love. The front of this chakra is really about giving that energy, while the back is more about receiving that. So feeling the support of that energy. The fourth chakra relates to the heart, the lungs, the thymus gland, and our circulatory system. It relates to the sense of touch and the space element. The fifth chakra is located at the throat. The front of the chakra relates to being able to speak up for oneself and take responsibility for our needs, to speaking our truth. I like to think of it as truth with a little t, so it may not be the big universal truth, but it is my truth in the moment. The back of the fifth chakra is about our sense of being in the society in which we live and our profession, so what we put out and share in society. It relates to the throat, the thyroid gland, upper lungs, the sense of hearing, and the air element. The sixth chakra is known as the third eye chakra. It's located between the eyebrows. It relates to cognition, including experiences that are out of the normal scope of our five senses. So it relates to ideas, creativity, higher ideals, and information. In the front body, it relates to understanding concepts, while in the back body, it's more about implementing those concepts. So it may not even be that you do everything yourself. It may be delegating so something gets done. It relates to the pituitary gland, the lower brain, the left eye, the nose, the spine, and the ears. The seventh chakra is at the crown of the head. This is your connection to the divine, the experience of spirituality in its pure form. So spirituality that's outside of structures and organizations, dogma, rules, it's associated with this center. It relates to our unique and integrated wholeness of inner peace and universal truth. The seventh chakra relates to the upper brain, the pineal gland, the right eye, and the ability of speech. The crown chakra is more accurately understood as being above the head, so it's one of the chakras that is outside of the body, and this makes it different from the other six major chakras. So chakras aren't fixed, they're dynamic and capable of constant change. So just like you change what you think or how you feel, to say my chakra is a certain way is like taking a snapshot of the sky and saying, this is how the sky was all day. The sky is constantly changing. Imagine that your chakras are that changeable. Chakras can have chronic or patterned ways of functioning, but those patterns are not fixed in any permanent way. Chakras are often referred to as being open or blocked. They can be either of those presentations and a whole lot more. Let's start with open. That means that the chakra is both sending out and receiving energy information. It's healthy, it's in the moment, it's present. Whatever is going on out there is being taken in, and the current state of consciousness that is in the domain of that chakra is being sent out or shared. The body structures that a chakra relates to are healthy, or at least on their way to being healthy. They're full of energy, they're functioning. So we want all of our chakras to be open all of the time, right? In a perfect world with perfect people? Absolutely. But what if you find yourself in circumstances that aren't perfect? What if you're in a situation that feels potentially harmful or is negative in some way? Imagine finding yourself in the midst of people who have really nefarious intentions. Would it be a good idea to have your chakras completely open and receptive? Would it be a good idea to send out your ethical energy that's clearly not in alignment with their energy? It would probably be better to be a little more guarded or protected. We don't want to take in negative energy, and we don't want to send out our energy that may attract anything that's dangerous. So best to extricate yourself from that situation, and then later in a more supportive environment around healthy energy and people with good intentions, you can open your healthy chakras. What about a time when you are overloaded, overburdened, and have too much on your plate? Do you really need more energy information coming in to process at that time? Again, probably not. If your chakras are all open, you will be pulling in yet more energy information. Or you're in a time of your life where you are in deep transpersonal change. You're doing your work. You are deeply involved in some kind of personal process. Do you need more energy information at this time? Not yet. Ideally, in these situations, the chakras that are relevant to what is going on will not read as open. However, those chakras are not necessarily blocked. Your energy body is being smart and functioning dynamically to keep you healthy and well. Our chakras also operate dynamically in less dramatic situations. Have you ever been doing something that is intense and focused, like playing a sport, working on a deadline, in an important meeting, or performing some kind of intense task? Your chakras ideally will respond accordingly and be biased to accommodate what you are doing. On the other hand, what if you're relaxing on the beach or journaling, maybe watching a really calm movie? Do you need the same quantity and quality of energy as you do with the intense stuff? No. Your chakras will, if they're healthy, respond accordingly. Again, all of your chakras will not appear open. If you find yourself chronically in situations that are demanding or stressful or even dangerous, your chakras will respond by staying in a state that filters how much energy is coming in and what and how much is going out. In other words, they will get in the habit of not being open. Over time, this will impact your health negatively. If the chakras are not regularly open and exchanging energy, you will get depleted, or you'll build up energy debris in your energy field. Whatever parts of your body and being that relate to the chakras that are involved will start to suffer. So over a long period of time, organs will become unhealthy, our moods and states of mind will be impaired, and we will become diseased. Think of someone who is constantly overworked and stressed with no break. We all know that health problems will ultimately begin to show up for this person. On the other extreme, someone who is completely inactive, non-participatory, a true couch potato, problems will show up in body and mind. So chakras can be under functioning or not entirely open, but chakras can also be too open. An overly open chakra is potentially as unhealthy as a chakra that is undercharged. Think of a time when you have been around someone who is exceptionally needy, or someone who is desperate to get somewhere or someone. We tend to naturally withdraw from that strong pull of energy. And for the person with the overly open chakra, the chakra state will tend to eclipse their awareness of what the other chakras are communicating. So they're really out of balance, preoccupied, maybe obsessed. Having a chakra too open makes the parts of the body associated with that chakra vulnerable. Chakras are frequently referred to as blocked. This can occur for different reasons. There can be excessive discordant energy that builds up in the chakra. This can be emotional energy, physical, trauma or injury, confused concepts. If the energy is more than we can sort through and process, it's like being too busy to clean the house. The mess starts to build up. In the chakra, this appears as energy debris. A blocked chakra is not, however, closed. It's more like it's open but full of debris. A closed chakra is considered to be a one-way chakra, meaning that you are not receiving energy, you're just sending it out. What you are sending out is memory. The chakra is still active, but you are projecting the energy of your memory out there. And when you perceive the energy out there, you pick up what you sent out. You misinterpret your memory as what's really going on out there. In essence, you are projecting an old story and not being with what is really present in the moment. When we do this, our misinterpretation feels absolutely real. When you witness this being done by somebody else, however, it's pretty obvious that the person is stuck in an old or unresolved story. Chakras can be impaired so that they don't process energy debris efficiently. This will show up as reoccurring issues. There are myriad reasons that a chakra can be impaired or damaged. Experiences from childhood, trauma, neglect, abuse, and karmic patterns that we come into this life with. Karma means that the childhood experiences, trauma, and abuse happened in a previous lifetime, and we're still carrying that energy pattern or that memory of the experience. So if you find yourself in a stuck, reoccurring pattern that you know is not optimal, having outside support may be needed. This is when you get energy healing work from a competent energy healer. So anomalies in chakras can be repaired, and a chakra can be restored to its optimum healthy state. And additionally, if the chakra is okay, but there's debris buildup, that can be cleared. So how do you know what your chakras are doing, if your chakras are healthy or not? The most common guidance we get on what is going on with our chakras is sensation in the body or discomfort. Pain is guidance. If you experience discomfort or pain, look to the chakra that is in the same area of the body. Pain and uncomfortable sensations are cues that something is not working at its best. The area of the body and the related chakra are constantly communicating with energy. The same can be applied to emotional pain. If you have places in your body where you feel nothing, this too is a sign of dysfunction. The highest form of dysfunction is to feel nothing. Feeling pain is actually progress from that state. You can also look at the psychological issues that are associated with each chakra and juxtapose that with your condition. You can check what health issues are related to each chakra and see where your current problems land. This would be a conceptual approach. Is there a way to get actual detailed reads of the chakras? Yes. You can read or scan chakras and find out what they are doing in the moment. Many people get skillful using a pendulum for this purpose. When you scan or read a chakra, how literal is what you get? It isn't as obvious as it seems. Remember that chakras are ideally in communication with one another. The major chakras along the midline of the body are all connected to one another through the central channel of energy. There is constant flow and exchange of energy in your body. So what is happening in one chakra can influence and does influence the other chakras. Let's say, for example, you learn to use a pendulum and you get a read of an underfunctioning second chakra. Maybe the pendulum, instead of showing a nice open circle, shows a line. The source of the second chakra's imbalance may be that there isn't enough life force energy in the root chakra. The powerful life force energy that is channeled from the root chakra through the central channel to support the second chakra isn't happening. There are myriad reasons this could show up. So the second chakra appears in trouble, but the deeper cause is actually its connection or lack of connection to the root chakra. So this is a really common pattern. I see this a lot. If you imagine that, your root chakra is your life force and your second chakra is your emotions, if you're struggling with something that's emotionally painful, you may actually dampen down the life force energy from the root that would animate whatever's going on in the second chakra. Another common presentation is that both the heart chakra and sacral chakra being out of balance at the same time. If energy healing is directed to the sacral chakra and it perks up, the heart chakra will often automatically do so as well. For many people, these two chakras are in solidarity. They work together. So if you fix the second chakra, you fix the heart chakra. Everyone is unique in how they run their energy. Imagine an orchestra with its large ensemble of musicians and instruments. They have violins and cellos and clarinets and horns and trumpets, percussion. So that's our energy anatomy, including our chakras and our energy channels. It's like all the instruments. Though each symphony may have the same basic instruments, the sound that they can create together is infinite. That would be how we can all express our energy. You can get some basic ideas about the psychology of the chakras, but what we actually do with our chakras is much more interesting. It's stunningly unique. I regularly teach my advanced healing students that if they are not surprised by something in every single session that they do, then they're not paying attention. What actually presents in a healing session is much more dynamic and interesting and unique than any single one of us could possibly imagine. Ideally, we don't find ourselves in unhealthy circumstances for extended periods of time, but life unfolds in unexpected ways and stressful events can happen. What can we do to reset and clear our chakras? There are many ways to work with our energy and support our chakras. You will likely resonate with some of the methods at first, but over time you might find that the kind of support that you need changes. So just as you change, what works for you will change. And I address those methods in another video. To learn more about the chakras and energy healing, go to the ReikiColorado website.
Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and follow Reiki Colorado on Instagram.